I've chosen to talk about is the importance of critical reading in the digital age. I've decided to talk about this topic because I feel that as the world is developing constantly in digital technologies, it is important that we don't take these at face value and trust whatever we read.
With so many technological devices at our fingertips, such as phones, tablets, and laptops, it's important that we know how to use these appropriately and look at the information provided from a critical perspective. New literacies is a phrase that extends the definition of literacy to the digital age. For example, any communication to do with digital technology, such as emails, text messages, social media, blogging, or vlogging, are all described as new literacies. Langshey and Noble discussed the development of new literacies by giving an example of Web 1 and Web 2. Examples of Web 1 include personal websites, publishing, and directories, whereas examples of Web 2 are Wikipedia, blogging, and Google. The difference between the two is that in Web 1 there is limited interaction between people. For example, people are not able to post or comment on the information. In Web 2, however, there is more interaction and information sharing between people. People are able to post their views and also write reviews on the information given. For example, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is an online encyclopedia which can be edited and rewritten by anyone, which obviously questions the reliability and objectivity of the information provided. In Web 2, because of the increased interaction between people, there may be a lot of misconceptions or misunderstandings about the information provided. This is where social cultural theory links in. Social cultural theory explains how some people may interpret the same thing differently, so what may mean something for one person may mean something else for another. This can be because of many reasons, such as different cultures, different ability levels, or different experiences. For example, a YouTube video can be interpreted differently by people because of their cultural beliefs. So what is critical literacy? Critical reading or literacy is basically the notion that we need to analyze and evaluate sources of information in order for us to decide whether it is genuine and reliable. We need to constantly ask ourselves questions to achieve this, such as who, why, and how. Shaw explains critical literacy as examining our ongoing development to reveal the subject positions from which we make sense in the world and act in it. This means that we do not only look at whether the information is reliable or not, but also our own position, whether or not we are being subjective because of our experiences or beliefs. Mandarino says that close reading can be thought of as a means to more deeply learn and thus should encompass digital and multimodal text. In the digital age, there are many ways in which the reader can be influenced, hence why they might believe that a particular piece of information is correct, when in reality it isn't. Jank supports this by saying that we may think our choices are both conscious and freely made, but they are influenced by the ways of thinking, believing, and valuing inscribed in the discourses we inhabit. According to Starkey, critical literacy is important because a constructivist considers critical thinking within the framework of developing a learner's understanding or skills by connecting what they are experiencing with what they already know. The rise of inquiry or project-based learning, where generic critical thinking skills were taught and applied, is an example of one way critical thinking has been implemented within a constructivist learning environment. Starkey says that from a complexity theory perspective, it would seem that both are important. Students learn to think critically about the nature and the epistemological basis of the subject to enable them to understand what they are learning and how this connects to the collective knowledge of the subject. This fake website about a tree octopus is part of a study conducted by Donald Liu. The aim was to see how many children would believe that this is an actual website and to show teachers and children around the world that just like the website, not everything on the internet can be trusted, no matter how real it may look or sound. Liu suggests that because anyone may publish anything online, children also require additional new reading skills to critically evaluate the information that they locate. This supports the idea that critical reading of text, especially those on the internet, should be integrated within the curriculum. This is because critical reading is a skill that children will need continuously throughout their lives, as technology and accessibility of information will only continue to develop. This is especially crucial if children want to go on to university, as they will need to use genuine and reliable sources of information to support their academic work. Now I'm going to talk about power and autonomy in relation to critical reading. Jank says that in an age of democratization through Web 2, we still need to be critical in our reading because of the different power relations in society. Some people are more privileged than others, and there is resentment within society. Power relations can also affect how we critically read a text. It could be that someone of higher authority or power has written the text, for example, a professor. You're more likely to trust a text because of the difference of power relations. However, this does not mean that the text is true. It could be that the author is trying to impose their own views on the reader. The author of online texts hold much power and autonomy over their readers, and they encourage them to think in a certain way. As we can see from the tree octopus study, most people, especially children, will believe anything they read as long as it looks or sounds genuine.
Created using Powtoon.